joining us again for another live discussion of E3 2013. The show is rolling. It's day 2. We're all very excited. This is our Pokemon edition. So if you're a Pokemon lover out there, this show's for you. I'm Lisa Foyles, and I have lovely guests here with me, Pokemon experts. So I would say, first we have Haydunn. Say hello to lovely people. And over here, Shofu.
Hi.
And finally, Jwittz there at the end, way far away from me.
Hey everybody.
So first I want to ask, how's your E3 going?
E3 was awesome. It was actually my first time being to E3.
It's your first E3?
Yeah. I've gone passes like every year, but finals at school are always around the same time, which is a bummer, but I got to come this year, so I was stoked. Yeah, I did, yeah, and it was awesome.
And he's been missing.
You smell like the show floor.
It was better than I expected it to be, so it was pretty cool.
Nice. What about you guys?
It's too crowded for me, but
No, it's tough.
It was crowded.
I haven't gotten to do anything. I don't want to wait 30 minutes to play freaking pinball. Like, what's going on?
No, this is my second E3, and I mean, it's a very big year. The announcements themselves are really exciting. The show floor, everything looks great, but you really got to pick and choose what you want to do.
Yeah, you got to have a plan.
You got like 2, 3
Goals.
games tops, and then that's your day.
Yeah, see, I went in there just not even knowing what to expect, just walked around. It's hard to find games that I want to play because there's so many like lines and stuff, but it was really cool.
Yeah, that is the problem when like you want to like talk to fans about games is that like you want to actually work and like report, but then it's so hard to like stand in line all day and you can only play like 2 games and who wants to report on just 2 games?
Everything's a struggle in there.
It is, yeah.
Struggle.
But for you guys, are there a lot of games you want to check out, or did you just go straight to the Pokemon stuff?
I mean, I didn't even know where the Pokemon stuff was. I just kind of hopped in there. I saw anything I liked. I went to like the EA section first. I hung out there for a little while, and I mean, once I made my way to the Nintendo section, I was like, I should have been here the whole time.
I don't even think there was any Pokemon stuff, right?
There was one little section they had, but it wasn't really anything significant.
Yeah,
it was just
a
weird.
trailer
I thought they would have something bigger, but
Yeah, it's tough. They never really do like demos for Pokemon. It's always like wait
it's
till the
weird.
actual game's out, then they give you the whole thing at once. So they
it's
had
a
a trailer
bummer.
going by. But that's what I did, was just stick around Nintendo, because I was like, oh, this is really exciting stuff. They just announced all these new games. Some of them I didn't even know about. The new Mario game in particular, I had a really good time.
Oh, he destroyed me in the new
I destroyed
Mario
Shofu.
Kart. I can't play with the Wiimote, man. I need the GameCube.
Those Wiimotes are, I don't know, man, they're weird.
It's ridiculous, man.
Well, we can just jump right into the Pokemon discussion since this is our Pokemon edition of our show. Let's just start out with these fairy types.
The fairies.
This is
What
new.
everybody
We have
wants
a
to
fairy
know
types.
Yeah.
I'm a little more ignorant on the Pokemon subject than you guys. I mean, I've completed maybe 2 completed 2 full games, but I've played a lot of different games. But so this is exciting, right? There's fairies.
Yeah, it's actually the first time that they've introduced a new type since the very beginning of Pokemon, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like 14 years ago was the last type introduction.
I don't think anybody even really expected a new type to come out, but it's really cool that they came out.
What
with
I don't
fairy.
understand is how can you take, like, again, I'm very ignorant, you're gonna laugh at me, but like, I don't understand how you can take Pokemon that already exist and like have a type and then
That's
all of a
my main
sudden
thing
we
before
convert
that.
them. Like,
They did
I
that
know.
with
Is
the
that
second
weird?
gen. They made like Magneton.
Yeah, he wasn't
he
steel
was
before.
electric, and then they introduced the steel type. Well, I mean, it's kind of like
It's-
they have to do that. He's a magnet, but
I think the weird thing, I mean, because they decided to go with fairy, there are a lot of Pokemon that either they are part of what's called the fairy egg group, or they are just straight up called
They're
like
fairies.
fairy Pokemon. Like
Or there's
Clefairy
Pokemon
and
that-
Snubbull. are
Yeah,
both.
there's Pokemon that are characterized as fairies, such as like Jirachi and Celebi, which I don't know what they're going to do with their typing because they're like Pokemon can only have 2 typing, from what we know so far. And the fact that like Jirachi's already Steel and Psychic, I don't know what they're going to do with, because he's clearly a fairy. I mean, they got to make him fairy. I don't know what they're going to do with his typing on that. So we gotta wait to see what's going to happen with that.
triple types.
Triple types. That'd be way too overpowered.
8 times super effective.
That'd be sick.
Insanity.
And I also forgot to say, if you want to join in our discussion, you can follow us at the Game Station, or if you want to ask a question, you can hashtag TGS Live. And these guys actually have their phones out, and they're
got the Twitters right here.
checking some of your
Mine's
questions. So Pokemon questions, they will answer as much as they can, but they don't have all of the deep, dark secrets of the game, but they sure know probably more than everyone out there, because
Yeah, we actually got to go to the roundtable discussion yesterday, which was really cool. We were on the waiting list, and we got in, and we got to like see all sorts of stuff. Like Mr. Masuda was up there, like showing us live footage of the actual like game. Like they were doing live battles and stuff. It was actually really cool. So we know quite a few more things than I think people know. Like we saw the intro to the game, but I think
that's the
that
big
was
one.
awesome.
That's one thing they did.
They haven't
not
released that yet,
repeat
have
on
they?
video,
Yeah.
so we just kind of have
Yeah,
to
so
like
that's
tell you guys what we saw, and you have to believe
Yeah,
us.
can you kind of like describe it
The
or?
intro
Yeah,
of the game.
the
Oh my
intro.
gosh.
Yeah,
it was really fast paced actually. It was.
I wrote down a couple of main points. One, you see the female avatar changing clothes really quickly. That was actually my question I asked Mr. Masuda. He said you'll be able to change more than just clothes, hairstyle, hair color, accessories. So that's something most RPGs have, but in terms of Pokemon, it's completely new. You've never been able to change a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, the avatar customization
Yeah.
is pretty
Yeah,
exciting.
that's huge.
Which is I don't know why they haven't done it before, but
Yeah.
I mean it's kind of weird.
Also, more than one rideable Pokemon.
Yeah.
They've got
Yes.
somebody riding on a Rhyhorn, crushing up rocks.
That was cool.
Yeah,
That
there was
was-
actually a question asked about the intro because the intro showed the guy riding a Rhyhorn, but it was over like a weird patch of rocks. And what I'm thinking is that the Pokemon aren't going to be rideable everywhere, but there's certain areas that you'll be able to like. It'll ask you. It'll say, do you want to hop on Rhyhorn to break up these rocks? So I wish it was more like you could hop on a bicycle anywhere. You could just ride it like you can ride your Pokemon, but I think it's going to be more like area specific with those types of things. I think there's going to be more than one Pokemon you can ride, but I'm not sure how like you're going to be able to do it. But the Rhyhorn clip was actually really cool.
Well, I've got
Cruising
a good
across
one,
rocks.
from our hashtag TGS Live. Panda, Nocturnal Panda asks, with Gogoat and Rhyhorn being two of the Pokemon that are rideable, what other Pokemon would you like to see or use?
Oh my God, there are so many.
I know.
There's so many.
Magikarp.
I want to ride all of them, honestly, but if I could choose one, probably like Rapidash or something, because I remember it's kind of like nostalgic. Like there's like an episode of Pokemon or something where they rode. There's like
yeah,
a
the
race or something.
Great Pokemon
Yeah, the
race.
Great Pokemon race. Yeah, right.
real
Rapidash
jerk
always
guys.
looked like a badass to ride because you could.
dude.
He's on fire and I don't know.
How do you even ride a horse on fire, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to figure
Ow, it
out.
hurts. Ow, it hurts.
It'd be
This
pretty
is so
sweet
fun.
if you could. It'd be pretty sweet.
Suicune would be sick too.
I wanna,
Suicune would be pretty
Suicune
sweet.
would be real.
I wanna ride a Torterra. Looks like just like a big mobile fortress.
Yes.
Just make it a tank. Now,
That was a
there's
good
so
question,
much
though. That was a
they
good
could-
question.
10 years to get from point A to B. That's fun.
Well, before we get any further into our discussion, let's play our first clip from
do
brand
it.
new Pokemon X and Y.
Welcome to the Kalos region, home of your new Pokemon adventure. An amazing new world to explore. A place where you will discover many new Pokemon. And introducing a new type of Pokemon, Fairy type. Sylveon is just one example of this 18th Pokemon type.
Here we go.
I don't know.
Pokemon.
Why didn't they show more than that? They only showed 4. Like, where was Clefairy at?
I know. Yeah,
Everything.
That's very interesting.
Fairy in his name. And how about Meryl?
That was random.
I don't
man.
know about Meryl. Like, Azumarill is
Azumarill
going to be
a monster.
too powerful.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for Nintendo's Pokemon.
Oh, yes. Finally, we can pet them.
I had, you know, like in the anime, Brock's like, I want to be a breeder. You can finally like just do that. You don't have to beat the crap out of other animals and animals. You can pet them. Feed Zora.
I don't know what the feeding them actually does, but I've heard that.
Did they talk about that?
I actually.
Some people said it might be Poffins. Like,
Dolphins, yeah.
Oh, you can rub your
Okay.
Snorlax.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing we talk about.
Pokemon's actions to make them
Junichi Masuda confirmed when we were at that doing this will actually give your Pokemon in-game benefits.
Yeah,
Which I'm not so sure I'm excited
Dodge
about,
more
honestly.
attacks and more critical
More
hits
critical
were
hits.
2 examples you gave.
That's going to be annoying.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to apply to competitive battling or not. That's a big question.
If it does,
If it does, I'm going to be so
terrible.
mad.
Okay, so
sit there.
that's,
Oh, I'm
that's
gonna
interesting
have to
say.
pet my Pokemon.
Well, yeah, I was just
All
gonna say,
day.
this isn't just like a fun mini game on the side. This actually benefits
yeah,
your
it does
Pokemon
have
by
benefits.
rubbing them and feeding them
That's-
hamburgers, apparently. Is
That's
that
the
a
big
hamburger?
news that we
I haven't eaten a hamburger.
And that's the big thing that we heard that I've noticed a lot of sites haven't been able to catch yet. And it's really interesting because I don't know how that's going to go. I've heard rumors. Some people say there might be a battle mode that doesn't include these extra effects. Some people say it might be mandatory. I don't know. But the only thing I wouldn't like about that is then people feel mandatory, like, oh, I gotta pet my Pokemon.
You have to.
That sucks the fun out of it.
2 hours a day.
Gotta maximize it.
Yeah, that's my fear. You know, just like Nintendogs. Who plays Nintendogs still? If you do, I'm sorry. I did not mean to.
Nintendogs died like 10 years ago.
Everybody has a lot of fun with it at first, and then it really gets old.
Man, I still play the Chow thing from Sonic Adventure from the Dreamcast with the little like.
That was cool.
That was so awesome.
That was cool.
But kind of along the same lines. So we have some new Pokemon.
We do. We actually got a couple of new released ones.
In that trailer, was Noivern and
Noivern
Vivillon.
The bug and the dragon guy.
I'm excited for Noivern. I guess he's noise plus wyvern is the idea there. He's got big speakers on his head.
Matsuda said he was really powerful.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he looks
interested to see
powerful.
that. Yeah, I mean, he's a dragon, so.
Yeah. They actually showed us like the 3D, like how they even created that Pokemon.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
they would go through a really complicated process in order to get those 3D models.
Yeah, all the angles, all the.
It's actually pretty
They have to
crazy.
put in consideration, like, oh, what does this Pokemon's eyes look like when it's sad or happy? Because they've got all the Pokemon-amy stuff now. So they said it's taken them a long time. Plus, now they've got 650 plus however many newer from this generation.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know how they're going to keep track, honestly.
That's Japan
one
for
here?
you. They'll
There he
keep
is,
that's
right
here?
that's Noivern right there. Big sound ears.
Yeah, look at those speakers.
I really like him though. Sometimes when there's new Pokemon revealed, I'm always a little cautious. Like, oh, do I like this one? This guy I like. I want to be his friend.
You want to be his friend? With his giant
I want to
claws?
pet him. That's
Love me.
the little tufts on the back of his neck. No, yeah.
Definitely supposed to be a bat Pokemon.
So you guys you pretty much liked the design of all the new Pokemon you've seen.
Honestly, I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about the designs in this new game, but I'm really surprised at how good they did it because they're really trying to focus on how the original illustrations were for the Pokemon, like Red and Blue when it first came out, and they're trying to match the styles pretty good. So I think they did a really good job
Nice.
on most of the ones we've seen so far, at least.
Yeah. Well, now that we're a little more into the discussion, if either of you have any tweets you would like to read, again, that's hashtag TGS Live. If you'd like to ask us some questions, join the discussion. Do you guys like the new Pokemon?
Yeah. I've got one from. Let's see, it's IJ Tyler Soar. He asks, what new type combinations would you like to see in X and Y?
There we go.
He suggests fire and water.
That's really, it sounds good, but it
always-
sounds terrible at the same time.
No, I that's actually the kind of thing I'm excited about. Like, if they could just make a type that defies sense in some way or another.
I want Ghost and Steel, or Normal and Ghost.
Normal and
Either
Ghost
or.
is probably one actually.
It's immune to fighting and Ghost.
That thing would be way too overpowered, but it'd be pretty cool. I'm thinking maybe a legendary they'd do something with that.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Oh my
cool.
gosh.
That'd be
I
way
want
sick.
Steel and Ghost. That's probably the one I want the most.
Yeah, Steel and Ghost.
Yeah, Steel's like isn't it the least common type? I could be wrong.
Steel?
I think it might
I have no
be
idea.
I think it is actually.
overall. So I'd love to see more Steel combinations.
Yeah.
Very cool. Did you have any tweets? Or anything?
Actually, I had one on here somewhere, but
Excuse. Come
over
on.
there.
Get on your game. We're live here.
someone said, did you guys tell each other all to wear black? And no, we
That's
didn't.
what I said. Because they don't color
I
coordinated.
don't know if you can see below our waist. We're also
match.
all wearing khaki pants.
I did not get the memo for this. I heard denim.
That was
and
an
red
accident.
shirt.
It was an accident.
We actually just bumped in, just got together
Yeah, like
right
an
before
hour
this.
ago.
We had no idea.
I don't believe you. You're gonna bust out some coordinated musical number about Pokemon or something.
I think
These guys are organized.
We all just had this Pokemon bro moment after the reveal.
really
We must all just be
We were so
perfectly
happy.
safe right now.
We were so excited.
We talked for like 3 hours after that. Just had stuff there.
And did you see but that's the kind of thing you feel like you're a kid again seeing this stuff. They really are trying to cater to the Pokemon fan of all time. They're not just trying to get the young kids where the money is.
Yeah.
It seems like it's almost a love letter to fans. is
It
what
really
I
is
call
because
it.
they're trying to take in all the things people liked about previous games and just kind of mash it all into one, which is really, really cool. Actually, I have another question here, and it's from @TeoZach, and he says, "Do you think the new form of Mewtwo will have the Fairy type, or do you think it'll
Oh
be
my
like
gosh. I don't think
something
so.
else?
I think it'll still be pure psychic.
I don't know. I
I think it'll be a monster though.
it'd be really cool if they did make it Fairy type because I mean it's a new type, it's a new Pokemon, probably. That's actually a good question. I think it might be, honestly.
I could believe that.
Yeah, I
One
mean-
weird thing is when somebody asked when we were at the
Oh,
Q&A,
yeah.
they asked Junichi Masuda, they're like, hey, do you know anything about how Mewtwo changes his form? And what was surprising is he
They were
actually
like, what?
answered most questions. Like, and
That
I
was
thought
the
he was
one
going
he didn't really answer.
That
He
one,
avoided that.
he was like, I don't know what Pokemon you're talking about.
Like, what are you talking about? Mewtwo.
That was one of his top 3 he didn't want to be asked that day or something.
This is kind of off topic, but you had mentioned just how it's kind of like a love letter to the fans. How is Pokemon different now that you're older than it was when you were younger, like when you first played Pokemon to like now? Because obviously there's been like a huge evolution of the game. Like, I don't know, do you still kind of, you feel the same way now as you did when you first held it up, or do you kind of see it differently now?
Well, when I kind of noticed it in 5th gen, it wasn't the same as, you know, like the previous generations. It was kind of a little more mature, but at the same time, it was still like a kid's
The
game.
storyline was a lot more complex.
Yeah, exactly. It was
Oh,
like,
the whole thing at the end.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pokemon battling is wrong.
Yeah, they get like a really big like message about it.
Don't make me question the morals I've been growing up with. That.
It's not so simple anymore. It's not.
It's not so black and white. Is that what you're?
Oh.
That was a good one.
But the one big thing too that is tough to ignore now that like we're all here is we're all very introduced to competitive battling, and that is such a surprisingly deep rabbit hole.
Yeah, you don't know what happened there.
But there's so many hidden statistics and calculations, EVs, IVs, natures, and stuff. Where when I was first playing, you know, you just get the guy and you attack the guys that are weak to you. Now there's
None of that mattered when back then.
Yeah.
nobody knew about it.
Earthquake, everything.
Earthquake, everything.
The one good news that I did want to share too, again, Masuda, like our savior, our Pokemon Lord, is just giving us this wonderful information. He said that they were trying really hard to get these normally hidden values to become more
easier to
visible,
understand.
easier to use, and easier to understand. So he didn't go into more detail.
He didn't specify, but
Yeah. He said he was going to work on trying to get it, you know, as easy as possible. Well, not as easy as possible, but easier.
Yeah. So maybe it will. Maybe they're trying to revert people back so that it's not this number crunch. I shouldn't need.
In Black and White, they had the if you were like say Adamant Nature, they'd have the attack blue and the special attack red. That was kind of
they were
like
starting-
more of that kind of stuff, I think.
So can you guys talk a little bit more about like the battle mechanics, like for the new games?
Well, one thing different about it's not really battle mechanics, but it's pretty cool. In the new battle scenes, there's actually you can see it's like kind of like a split. You can see like your Pokemon and the other Pokemon at the same time, which is a little bit different. It's actually kind of cool.
You have like kind of a control over different camera angles,
Yeah,
and they
that's
are really good. Like,
Camera angles are really cool. It almost looks like Battle Revolution or
yeah, that's exactly what it. It's Pokemon games up to now have just been like one sprite on one sprite, and they're really static. So it's like a big jump up all of a sudden to being able to see everything.
Well, cool. Well, let's take another look at a clip, shall we?
do it.
So,
Bring it on.
yeah, this is the very first trailer that we ever saw. And like, wait, no, is this the very first? No, this is the second one, right?
No, I think this is the first. Oh no, you're right, because these are the first new Pokemon revealed after
Okay,
the
yeah,
original
yeah.
spiders. I am so excited for the panda. I want it to evolve into Jack Black.
Finally a panda. Finally a panda that's worth it. Spindo just wasn't cutting it.
Wait, Spinda was a panda?
Yeah, it's a red panda.
Ew.
That was like a joke. Spinda's forever alone.
Oh
No
my
one
gosh,
cares.
I had no
Forever
idea.
alone, Spindo.
And I'm still pumped to ride that Go-Go.
That'd be pretty cool.
Go-Go in the
Before you go.
Hey, dial it down over there, okay? We got any Twitter questions from the Twitterverse?
You got one, Josh?
my phone's dead,
Oh
guys.
yeah. Oh, Gustavo Gus81646 asks any predictions of what kind of effect the new type will have on the metagame.
Oh my gosh,
that's-
it's gonna be crazy.
Too much of an effect, honestly.
yeah.
I feel like it's going to be kind of overwhelmingly, like, everybody's going to bring a bunch of fairies, obviously, because they're
you're
new.
gonna have to have something poison on your team.
Yeah,
For
I
those of you guys
personally-
who don't know, Fairy has been confirmed to be super effective against Dragon, which
Yeah.
previously was like one of the best types. Most competitive battles
It's the
have.
best type.
They actually made fairy type just to nerf dragon just a little
Suda
bit.
said like to keep them in check a little bit because they're running rampant right now.
Somebody asked, like, is there going to be a story reason that all these fairies are coming about? And they were pretty much like, no, it's just here to take down the dragon. No. But in turn, you know, the way metagames works, it's the whole rock, paper, scissors. It's going to be weak to poison. Oh, well, now poison is cool
Yeah,
again.
now poison's better. But
Poison's
now
finally
Dragon's
going to get the recognition it deserves.
Finally.
Honestly. Gengar is going to be up there.
Sludge Bomb Gengar. What else is poison that nobody uses? Muck?
Muck is going to be
That's going to be
powerful.
all up in there.
I'm going to bring Muck and Gengar on every
I
team.
always love the Venipede right now.
Oh, Venom's
Yeah,
like,
Venipede.
he's good anyways.
Kill it.
Yeah.
Did you have any questions over there?
Let's see. Somebody's asking, this is Tiger Core. Do you think Game Freak should incorporate the feature where Pokemon follow you, such as Gold and Silver?
That'd be great.
That would be really cool.
That sounds like it'd take a lot of work.
It would.
It's tough because the big thing when Pokemon follow you is because you want to have like an emotional attachment to them. I think with Pokemon and me, I won't be so like needing
that's
that
right.
kind of
That's
connection.
right.
I know, exactly.
Also, it might look kind of weird because some Pokemon are like physically in the world that you can ride now. So you can't really have like a giant tank Rhyhorn following you throughout the streets, as amazing as that would be.
Wailord.
Have a Wailord behind you. I remember in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the Wailord sprite was like really small. It'd
Yeah.
be cool if they actually made him like actual sizes or something, but hopefully they bring in.
47 feet long. just
Off
working a
screen.
video out of it. But he's also like, he's so light that he's almost denser than air. It's like, compared to an actual blue whale, he's half the length and 1/200th the weight. Like,
Wow.
it's ridiculous.
But yeah, I think it'd be really cool if they added where you can have your Pokemon follow you. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, kind of along that line. Like, is there anything? Obviously, they haven't revealed everything about X and Y, but is there anything that you're really hoping they either improve upon, or they don't include, or that they continue to do? Just
Well,
hopes
mainly-
and dreams for the new game.
From a competitive battler standpoint, like I'm kind of just hoping they don't include the team preview. Basically, when you would enter a battle, it started in black and white, right? It started in black and white, where in the beginning of a battle you can see your teammates or your opponent's team. So basically, you could like base your battle off like who you want to lead off with and what to be afraid of later on in the battle, which kind of brought in a different factor. But I think they are going to include that. But I'm hoping they include like an on and off switch on that, which would be really cool. But
That'd be cool.
it changes the game up completely, which I hope they include that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm pretty satisfied right now, though. With all the information I've gotten, I'm pretty
Honestly,
satisfied, though.
I can't ask for more, really.
Yeah.
Come on, you have to. You're not real gamers if you're not angry about things. Like, you guys are just so
no,
happy
you
with
have-
everything
I'm
you're
angry
saying.
about things, but it's just it comes. I'm so deep in it that I can't complain anymore. you know?
They just like they hit us with
It's
so
a way of
much
life.
childlike wonder at once. It's like I feel like if
so sorry
I
for
say
it.
one bad thing, it's blasphemous. They'll cut us off. All right, we're gonna put in the bad features you don't want anymore now.
Yeah.
For me, I'm just kind of excited to see how the story develops, and I hope that they really have a fun mechanic. One thing that is just developing, Koro scans leaked and combined with what we heard from him. There's going to be multiple rivals, it seemed like you were saying, this time around. Not just like you versus Gary, but there's actually like a team of people that grow up and develop with you. I think that I'm really hoping they make a good story out of that, like you and this group and a lot of different people and how they go differently. They seem to develop that more with like the newer games. You've got Sharon and Bianca. I'm curious to see how they do it. I want there to be a good story.
Yeah, there's actually a question someone asked in the Q&A. They asked what they're going to be doing with the rival situation, and his answer was, since they're basing it off the France region, they're kind of going for like more of like a beauty and like having fun with everybody kind of thing. So it's not going to be, as in like previous games, like a dense like rivalry between you and
There's always
your
that
other
jerk
guys.
who's just like,
Yeah, there's always.
you suck, I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah, smell
Okay.
Gary.
You just keep beating his butt like every
Smell
time.
you
It's
later.
like, you suck.
I'll miss it a little bit, but I do like the idea that it's like supposed to be this happy world. You're not
little
always
different.
beating the crap out of each other.
No,
You save that for
competitiveness.
your friends. Speaking of which, you guys want to talk about the whole PSS system that they
That's
announced?
kind of
for
cool, yeah. So
battling
did they
enemies?
just eliminate friend codes like completely? Is that how it's going on?
I think
friend codes will be for friends for sure. Like,
Okay.
but they said if you have a friend on your 3DS, they will already automatically be your friend in Pokemon. When you
No, I meant like because on the DS versions you have to like physically add every
you have
single
to type
person.
in there.
Oh no,
But
yeah.
now the 3DSs have friend codes and it's only one time, right?
Right.
Or something like
It's-
that.
It's
Yeah.
going to be a lot easier.
Here we are.
And also,
here's a picture of it.
oh, here it is, the
Hey.
PSS. list, right? Also, big thing. Look at all those different avatars.
Yes.
Those are
Customization.
people. Those aren't like just opponents, trainers. So that's kind of the.
redheaded females, but you know,
See now.
discrimination.
Yeah, so basically, I think the way it's going to work is the passerbys are all people that are around you. You can click on them if you want to battle them, and if you do trade or battle with them, then they become acquaintances. And then after that, if you do something else with them again, you can add them to your friends list.
That's cool.
It's actually really cool. Fine.
I love the acquaintances. People you like,
You're
wouldn't
like, you
hang out with
kinda
on
like them, but,
weekends.
you know,
Wouldn't give them your cell phone number, but would have coffee
Exactly.
with them.
you battled them once and got smashed, and you're not trying to get it.
Yeah,
Don't do that
mean,
again.
It should be pretty easy to go up from acquaintances to friends because rematches are really easy in the system they showed us. They're like, you finish a battle and you want to do another one,
You can do it really quick.
you can just do another one, which is nice because sometimes in a lot of competitive online games, you're playing somebody, maybe you get whooped or you make a mistake and you're like, oh, I want another shot at
It's gonna
that.
take forever to restart. Trades are actually going really quick too. They showed us
trades are like-
a live trade, and it was actually like trades have always just been like so annoying because it takes forever, but it seemed
Pokemon.
it seemed pretty quick. Honestly, I'm glad they
took
added that on there.
30 seconds, and that's pretty much just because there was a real fancy animation where you see,
Yeah.
goodbye Pikachu, flying away.
Goes up into the galaxy, downloads.
And I mean, even if you did like the GTS, they said the global trade station's still going to be there if you want to, be able to trade globally
Yeah.
all the time.
That's cool.
Anything else from the conference you guys want to share? You covered a lot already. I didn't know if there's
Oh,
any
yeah.
gems you got from there you want to
What
share.
was another
The
thing
trainer
from the
was
conference?
grinding on a rail like Sonic.
Yes.
Oh,
It was sick.
He was on roller skates or something. I don't even-
That was crazy.
did I see like a motorcycle or something? There were so many different. Everything flashed by so quick.
Yeah, it was,
Oh, somebody asked a question. I'm so sorry because you're just buried in Twitter at this point. But whoever asked, they said, will the game be locked to a grid or not? They did answer
yeah.
that question.
Yeah, we actually got
Movement
some
will be
info on
locked to a grid the way that you can only move up, down, left, and right. But on the roller skates, they said you can move like completely freely and weave.
Like,
and
didn't they
stuff.
say you can move diagonally?
You can move.
Yeah,
eight,
you
can
can
move
move
8
that.
ways. I
You
think.
can move 8 ways now.
Yeah.
But
Revolutionary.
I think on the
Finally.
skates you can just like swerve, like
be cool.
figure eights and stuff.
Which is, I think they actually added the skates in that to utilize the new like 3D mapping thing they got going on. And it's not going to be so much like, because that was an
that's
annoying thing
true.
about Pokemon games. You can you can go straight, and you can like a hard left. You can't like you can't go anywhere else. Which is, I'm hoping you can like move a little.
Right, like once your world's 3D, you kind of have to be able to move in more than 4 directions. Yeah.
Well, awesome. I think we've covered a lot of aspects of. Unless you have any more comments.
I
Wanna
was
talk?
just looking. Sky battles sound really cool.
Oh, Sky
Sky battles, yes.
Oh, wait, Sky battles and hordes. 1 Pokemon on 5.
A horde. That's brand new. That's really cool too.
Look at that beautiful.
Yeah, that's a Sky battle right there.
Gorgeous.
So
Talon
basically,
Flame.
Pokemon that have the levitate ability and a select number of flying type Pokemon are going to be eligible to be able to go into Sky battles, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, actually, before we go, we have one more clip we want to show. So let's sneak that in before we wrap up here.
Well, we've seen it already. So.
Yeah, we
but-
can really see it here in the studio.
Yeah, so horde battles actually look really interesting because you can find, I don't know if it's, actually, yeah, no, they said you can find not only the same Pokemon, but you can find like 1 Miltank and 4 Tauros,
Yeah,
which
we
is
just-
Yeah, that's the thing that you guys aren't able to see. But yeah, you can have like a horde of more than just 5 of the same guy.
Yes,
So it
yeah.
could be
There
this
you go.
big.
There's 5
tech-
Axii right there, but there's
Yeah, there's another one that shows like a Miltank and then 4 Tauros.
Yeah.
So you could have this big tactical war against all these guys at once.
One
And
on
that's
5.
Wild Pokemon have never been really like a challenge before, so this
Yeah.
is an exciting mechanic.
A cool thing about that is you can use certain like moves like Rock Slide, hit all the
every
Pokemon
single
at
one,
once, which is going to be really easy for training. You can get 5 experience worth at the same time, which
Oh,
is
they
pretty
showed
nice.
if you kill more than one at a time, you get like a boost. It
Yeah.
showed-
It's like a boosted
He killed
experience.
1 and he got like a certain number, and then he killed 4 and he got what he would have got, and then like bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
cool.
It was a go-go, just dropped 4 Houndours at once with Rock Slide. It was kind of beautiful.
Well, I will say this has been extremely informative. I just need to.
We told you, we got it, we got it.
Call you guys next time and be like, I saw this trailer. I want you to tell me what's really
No,
going
yeah.
on.
If you guys have
We'll break
like,
it down
been out of
for
the
you.
loop on Pokemon for a while and are kind of just tuning back in, they're adding a lot, and it is sweet. So
Well,
it's,
one more time, let's give your guys' Twitter handles here, starting with Haydunn.
I am Haydunn Official, at Haydunn Official.
I kind of copied him.
He stole my username. He made his Twitter like 3 days after I made mine.
And Shofu?
I'm not official.
Oh, I'm official Shofu. Yeah.
Okay,
He's
Shofu.
Haydunn.
And Jwittz?
Not official. I am the Jwittz. Jwittz.
My name was stolen.
Mine too. It's always still on
Mine
mine.
too.
Everything, man. I hate
Curse you, Jwittz.
And I'm at Lisa Foyles, and thank you guys so much for joining us for our live Pokemon discussion. E3 2013 live discussions going on all day tomorrow, starting at 12 noon Central. So Pacific, actually, yeah, Pacific. Pacific. Sorry, you know what? It's been 2 days of E3. I'm just.
It'll wear you
down.
I know what you're talking about.
And
We're all
tomorrow
taking a
we're
nap.
going to have special guests Smooth McGroove and Purge Gamer, so tune in for that.
Just
and again,
a bit.
that's going all day. We're going to have a big E3 wrap up at the end of the day. So keep following us at the Game Station, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. And thanks you guys for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
It was a fun time.
You guys know your stuff.
We do.
It's